athletes who have played here in this venerable facility that is over 100 years old and has been home to ESPN Boxing a few times. This, by far, the most lavish spread of all the times we have been here. Private invitation of a fine charity event with waiter service for your ringside table and a good look at an unbeaten New York-based prospect in Peter Quillen. But Eccles, Teddy, still capable, still able to pull this off.
And again, not to diminish what Quillen's done. He's won every round except for one on my scorecard. Not only one, he didn't win an even round. But he's still given Eccles a chance to hang around by, I think, fighting the way that he's fought. By slowing down the pace, you know, going into these areas, and you see my scorecard right there, going into these areas where he slows down his offense. He goes into that four corners.
Right hand chased him down.
That four corners offense that Dean Smith used to employ in North Carolina years ago when he wanted to slow the pace down. You know, Quillen has slowed the pace down enough for Eccles to survive. Or at least to be happy to see a slower pace. And again, Eccles is hurt. His legs are wobbly.
His legs are very wobbly right now as he backed into that blue corner. Now he's covering up and going side to side in the ring. He doesn't look good, and there's still over a minute to go here in round 9. And now he's covered up against Quillen.
Now this is where Quillen must show some finishing abilities by keeping that offense going and going to the body. And a good job by Uncle McCanty, who I think is one of the top records out, because he's watching real close. And just a moment ago, he said something. He said, "You better defend yourself." So you know that McCanty is ready to step in there at any moment.
And Peter Quillen get the best win of his young career in front of his hometown crowd. Quillen on the attack.
And McCanty staying very close, as a good referee should. Ready to respond if he thinks it's necessary. To respond by stopping it.
Quillen now, his back against the ropes. Tries to come off with the right hand. Eccles fires back, goes to the body with 2 left hands. Eccles giving the appearance that he has steadied himself here.
And again, I was mentioning it before, Joe. Quillen has done everything to win rounds, but he's also done everything to keep Eccles in the fight by slowing the pace down at very opportune times for Eccles.
Eccles escapes. 24-year-old Peter Quillen, undefeated at 17-0 and 14 knockouts in that 9th round. Number 15 almost came his way. He had Antoine Eccles hurt, but Eccles, the cagey veteran, he's been there, he's done that. He's weathered the storm time and time again. Can he survive these last 3 minutes against Peter Quillen? Could he come up with something special against the young Peter Quillen? 10th and final round.
Look, I want to say it right now, as we take a look at the average punches landed, and you see right there, last 3 rounds, Eccles 16 and Quillen 36, 20 more. I want to say now, I don't begrudge anybody a chance to make a living in any business, and of course in the business that I love here, in the business of boxing. But it does come a time in every business, especially a business that's so impactful and can be so unforgiving like boxing, where there comes a time to stop.
Right hand.
And I think that Eccles and his people, no matter what happens here, this last round, Eccles people need to think about that time as it's coming. And I think the commissions, again, I'm not trying in any way to hurt Eccles. I'm trying to help him. All I'm saying is the commissions who allow him to fight after this fight must make sure that he's okay physically, because he's taken punishment in this fight and he's taken punishment throughout a terrific 15-year career.
He just ate 2 headshots there. And he's given so much to the sport. And listen, he's had his legal troubles, obviously the family tragedy that we detailed, and he's got to go out there and earn money to maintain himself. But obviously he's taken a lot, but he's so good and such a veteran and such a tough guy that it can be deceiving, because he can still give and he can still take. But that doesn't mean that the decision doesn't need to be made, as you put forth. A very strong argument. Mouthpiece comes takes a couple steps back. And now Quillen lands a big right hand and a second right hand up top.
Sometimes fighters take and take and take. And by the time they can't take no more, it's too late.
This may be the last minute we see of Antoine Eccles unless he can pull something off here. Who knows? Quillen, can he finish up strong? Back to the jab. Another right hand lands. Eccles comes forward with a right hand of his own. Toe-to-toe they swing. Eccles hurt again. Big left hook lunges in. Eccles just looking to tie up at this point.
Quillen doing a good job of being in uncharted territory. First time he's ever been in this 10th round. And why not? It's all him.
Last 20 seconds.
And again, here's some of these inopportune times for Quillen to take a little break.
Left hook lands.
And allows maybe Eccles to survive. As he has periodically throughout the night.
Right till the final bell, Peter Quillen just gives him more and more and more punishment. But Eccles survives. Peter Quillen on his way to 18-0 in mere moments. Stay with us. We'll come back and hear from the judges and wrap up Wednesday night fights. More to come. This Friday at 9 Eastern, veteran Terry Smith takes on undefeated heavyweight prospect Kevin Johnson. Plus, our Friday Night Fight studio will be in Las Vegas to preview the fight between Ring Magazine light heavyweight champ Bernard Hopkins and the Ring super middleweight champ Joe Calzaghe. Our special guest analyst, future Hall of Famer Roy Jones Jr. Next Wednesday, April 23rd, a good one from South Florida. We showcase hard-hitting former titleist Juan Urango against Argentina's Carlos Vilches. ESPN, your boxing authority. Good times ringside, and what a nice gesture by Chaz Witherspoon, the undefeated heavyweight, to come ringside and sign autographs for our special guest, Jonathan Masaroka. And you can see the great legend Arthur Mercanti Sr. going over to greet Jonathan as well here at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York. Let's wrap up our main event, the Just for Men Hair Color Punch Track fight recap. Peter Quillen landing 49% of his total punches. Teddy Atlas's scorecard. Quillen went in and won every single round on Teddy's scorecard. It goes 100-90 with a 10-10 third round. Let's hear what the ringside judges had to say. And for that, we send it up to generous Joe Antonacci.
Boxing fans, after 10 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard. Judge Frank Lombardi scores the bout 99-91. Judge Julie Letterman sees it 98-91. While Judge Tommy Kazmarek scores the bout 98-92. All for your winner. From New York, New York, Peter Kid Chocolate Quillen.
So Peter Quillen moves his mark to 18-0. Antoine Eccles falls to 31-8-4. Good, strong effort by the New York-based middleweight. We invite you to join us for Friday Night Fights at 9 o'clock Eastern. In a couple days, it's Terry Smith versus Kevin Johnson. The proceeding has been a presentation of ESPN.